talk about international environment. We talk about moving from different countries, that we develop skills. Skills that we can face all the challenges, and we are facing them every day. Do you think I'm different? It depends in which content and the context. We can see different people which are physically different from us every day. Only in Bulgaria, there are 90,000 people who are with intellectual challenges. For years in our country, they were not accepted. They don't go to regular schools. They often are hidden at homes. Moms are not working. In the last issue of Harvard Business Review, I read of a story of a family in the United States with 4 kids. 2 of them were born with Down syndromes. When they grown to be a teenager, 13-year-old, they started to ask, when I grow up, what will I work? In the States, those people are accepted at school and this is obligatory. So a little bit luck from Bulgaria, but what will they work? How will they accept it? One of the child had a dream, under the shower she said, that if they open a small coffee shop, maybe people will start to see them and accept more. They thought maybe if we learn only 2 skills, like making a coffee and hot chocolate, it will give us opportunity to work and maybe other will join us. In 3 months, they started the coffee shop, they employed 19 people, half of them people with different abilities, different look, and a lot of different potential. They were like a seed of a flower, a seed of a tree. When we see as a seed, we don't know what is the potential. But if it is on a proper ground, if it has sunlight and water, it can grow. It's the same with the people. We don't know which are the potentials until we have the proper ground. The article finished that this company, which now is expanding, and they're going also in many corporations, in working with the coffee shop, in hospitals, and even in schools. Imagine if in our cafeteria we have perhaps once a week people who are different, but they are serving. Maybe they will be slower. Maybe they will not speak as us, but they will do their contribution. They will not be isolated. In the end of the article, the family says, we don't know about others similar to us in the whole world. We think we are the only one here in America. They didn't know that in Bulgaria, this model started 9 years ago. There are 2 foundations who had similar situations in their home. Not teenagers, but a sister who was above 40. All her day was either with the mom at home or going to some places surrounded of people with intellectual challenges, drawing and doing things which are absolutely inadequate for this age. So the family decided to make a center, and in this center to develop skills for the people so they have a job. Because when they go and have a job, not only that financially they can be independent, but also they will be socialized and feeling part of the whole society. In my company, which is a social enterprise, and thanks for calling me Chocolate Lady, for the last 8 years, I employed 8 people who were not wanted anywhere. Not wanted because they were looking different, they didn't have skills. The only thing they have above all the others employees was the great willingness to learn and to contribute. They only wanted somebody to open the door and to give them the chance to work. Can you imagine that a person who cannot see, a sightless, who has no eyes, can work, can paint? I didn't, but I had such an employee. And I wanted she to stay with me until she goes to pension, but we discovered so unlimited potential. One of the things was that when she was young, she started to learn Spanish and English. She started to learn dancing, yoga, and constantly develop her skills. So she said to me one day, you know, I imagine myself like a hedgehog. As many spines as I have, which are my skills, this will open to me many doors to the world. One day, I hope, she said, people will not look at my eyes, but they will consider me according to my skills. After 3 years working with me, we found an opportunity, and she is now working in an international company, medical company in the back office. She started working with the computer. There are a lot of digitalized methods for sightless people to work, but now she is a manager. And it happened to many others. Another colleague of mine, a lady of 30 years old, was taught only to clean in that center that I told you. It's called Maria's World Foundation. She was coming to clean and do the things that only she knew. But in the environment, she learned a lot of other skills, and now she is a mentor of my newcomers. Most of them are extremely scared ladies from Ukraine who are scared in every sound which is different. For them, it reminds them the bombs. So the girl with intellectual challenges not only was fully integrated, but she's the one who is mentoring the other in need. My question was how we can all challenge ourselves in order to develop more of those skills that can make us a hedgehog with very, very good spines, and not only 2 or 3, not only those spines who can help us to survive or to be good in an environment that we know. A mentor who was coming in my office to help the people with different abilities said, you know, the most powerful thing is when you're in an environment which creates you emotions. What this can be? It can be everywhere when you, by emotion, feel that you want to give. As we heard before, to be grateful is when you feel happy. One of the places where every one of us can develop those skills is if you go in a marathon. Have you ever run a marathon? You don't need. You can be a volunteer. In Bulgaria, there are not many popular... Sorry, I'm trying to show you some pictures, but if they're not, I'll tell you. There are not many events that are encouraging people to run marathons, but all the events, sports events, are encouraging people to join together and many of them to be a volunteer. When you read next time that you can join a sport event, don't think only of running or doing sport. Think about volunteering. Last week, there was a Pleven Marathon. I'm part of the organization. It is run for 9 years. I shared with some friends that we are searching for volunteers. Most of them responded, I don't run. You don't need to run. Most of them were part of our community. I'm trying again. Well, I wanted to show you a picture that we had more than 20 people from the school, students, parents, administrators, who came to be a volunteer And all of them said, we never felt this gratitude that we experienced these 2 days. They were their job was mainly to bring water, to register people, to give food. So they were all the time giving and giving and giving. We had critical situation when many of the volunteers on the road who time ago said we are coming, the last moment they said, sorry, we cannot come because our kids are participating and we want to have pictures with them. So it was a very bad moment. We cannot leave people to run without somebody to be on the track. One of the volunteers years ago was a boy from the Roma community. So I called him and said, are you going to run this year? And he said, yes, I subscribed for 10K. Sharing the need that we need volunteers, he said, don't worry, I'll call some of my neighbors. Thank God they are families of more than 8 people, so it was needed just 2 calls, and the next day we had 30 Roma children and parents coming together. We had children with disabilities and their parents, and it was just a dream situation for Pleven, which is not so famous town. Participants from 16 countries, from 5 continents, Roma children volunteering, not wanting anything, none of them wanted to be paid. The mayor said after the event, we never dreamed that it may happen in Pleven. It may happen in a big town, in Sofia perhaps. Everything can happen in Sofia. But in a small town, it was the greatest success. Many people then posted on Facebook that only because they were volunteering, that made them happy. That opened then their mindset and created so many skills in them that they never knew it's possible. So next time I invited you to take off your shoes with heels and put the running shoes and go and join any event you can see that somebody is needing volunteers. With this, you'll develop a lot of your spines to be a hedgehog, to be more grateful, and definitely you'll be happy. Thank you.